in, very relevant to our day-to-day lives, and it was kept alive. We also had a beautiful text B, which was on the graphs, on the percentage of water used for different purposes. And our section A totals 30 marks. We went to our section B, which was a summary, benefits of using Vaseline, petroleum jelly. This is something that we use on a daily basis as well. It was a beautiful summary. All points were visible. They were clear, and therefore we had to scope all marks there. Analyzing an advertisement, it's all about the environment in this paper, and therefore it was on the fire dangers, and therefore, yeah, we're going to come back to it in detail later on. And then we had to our question 4, which is Garfield, very humorous, and therefore we will also come back to it later on. And our language structures, whereby you have to be very clear of your language. And if your language was on point, it means your 20 marks were coming up beautifully. Our paper in total, remember, it's 80 marks. And therefore, we are going to now go through it thoroughly and see what our expectations are and see what we were expected to do. Remember, there are a lot of possible answers that can come out, but we're just going to play around with ideas and see what could have been feasible and what could have been possible for us to do. Our comprehension said fast fashion's footprint. Fast fashion refers to the quick and inexpensive production of clothing by mass market retailers in response to the latest fashion trends. The fashion industry is vibrant and varied. It has grown significantly in recent years due to the popularity of fast fashion. The goal is to get new clothing styles from the runaway to the store as quickly and cheaply as possible to meet consumer demand random. So as a result, we needed 3 that shows that it's exciting and different. And therefore, when we come back to our paragraph 1, I believe we're taking is vibrant. I don't know, my apologies. It's definitely vibrant and varied. So those are our 3 consecutive words that are our answer for that one. So we are saying the 3 words that suggest that fast fashion is exciting and different, is vibrant and varied. We move on. Our next question is 1.1 to choose the correct answer to complete the following sentence. A more formal word for trendy is it cool? Is it outdated? Is it remarkable or is it fashionable? Definitely we're going with D. Our answer is D. It is fashionable. That's a formal word for trendy. And then we go to paragraph 2. It says, why does the writer mention Dr. Lorna Christie? State 2 points. Let's go to paragraph 2 and see what we had. Clothing of consumption is on the rise in Africa, including South Africa, and a major reason for this is the acceleration of the fast fashion cycle, says Dr. Lorna Christie, researcher at the Department of Life Sciences, College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. South Africa is a fashion-conscious nation, and it shows in consumers' spending habits. In one financial year, South Africans spent 180 billion on clothing and textiles, which amounts to 18% of all retail sales in that year. As a strong consumer base, South Africa is contributing to pollution because of the massive amounts of waste the clothing industry generates. And then our question said, why does the writer mention Dr. Lorna Christie? Dr. Lorna Christie is a researcher at Department of Life Sciences. Therefore, that is credibility. It's an objective point of view. It's reliable evidence. Those answers are the ones we're expecting you to discuss there. But definitely when a professional opinion is brought in, it becomes a fact, and therefore it brings in credibility, it brings in reliability of the information, it brings in objectivity. So that's what you're supposed to be looking at there. And then it says, what does the writer mean by South Africa is a fashion-conscious nation? It says state 2 points. I believe we're talking about the statistics of the expenditure is very high. I believe it was 180 billion. So those are the answers we're supposed to give. As a result, it means there is too much shopping being done, and therefore there is an increase in statistics. Let's go back to that paragraph quickly and just get what was said. Yeah, the points we're touching on are, 180 billion is spent on clothing and textiles. So as such, it means that there's so much expenditure when it comes to creating the latest trends in fashion. And South Africans, what is this? There's an acceleration as well, they said, of the fast fashion cycle. So we're talking about the fashion trends do not even last long because they follow each other rapidly. The more fashion styles are there, the more fashion cycles are there, the more fashion styles that are created. So as such, it was an increase in fashion trends, leading to an increase in expenditures, leading to an increase in buying and shopping. So those were the answers that we're talking about. South Africans want the fashion styles, the latest ones at that, and therefore they buy them quickly. A new one comes in, they buy it again. So as a result, there's an increase in the buying of new fashion styles in South Africa. And then we go on to a question. 1.3, refer to paragraph 3. It says, why is the following statement false? The trend of the frequent release of new clothing collection is unique to South Africa. We have to find the reason for it being false. Let's go to paragraph 3 quickly. Paragraph 3 says, globally, fashion companies have drastically changed their release of new clothing collections. In the past, only 2 collections per year were available. Currently, some brands and fashion houses release 2 collections a month or even more. This is also a growing trend in South Africa. All right. So they said, why is it false that the trend of the frequent release of new clothing collection is unique to South Africa? It's not unique to South Africa because it started worldwide. It's only starting to be a trend in South Africa lately. So as a result, it did not, it is not only happening in South Africa or emanate in South Africa. So as a result, we are realizing that it's only a growing trend in South Africa, which means it's starting to be popular in South Africa lately, but it has been happening all over the world. So that's what we're looking at. And then it says, identify one word which shows that throughout the world, fashion companies have significantly increased. Okay. Identify one word which shows that throughout the world, fashion companies have significantly increased their new clothing releases. Okay, throughout the world, let's see what we had. I believe it's the first one, globally. That's what we're looking at. That's our word, which shows it is throughout the world. All right, beautiful paper. What are the 2 possible positive outcomes of the increase in clothing production? Let's go to our paragraph 4. Our paragraph 4 says, with fashion changing so often and so fast, it is not surprising that the people are buying more clothing. Globally, clothing production has almost doubled since the year 2000. People are buying more garments than in the past, and they only keep the clothes for half as long. The fast fashion cycle is increasing even more, and people are purchasing clothing at an even faster rate. They discard clothing at a faster rate too. Our question says, what are the 2 possible positive outcomes of the increase in clothing production? Increase in more means more business, we believe, because it says clothing production has doubled. So which means there's more businesses for the clothing companies. And then also, I believe the more people buy, the more income and profit is made. So it's definitely an advantage to the clothing companies and the stores because it's an increase in business, which means more money and more profit for them because people keep on buying more at a faster rate, they said. So as a result, that's our answer. Remember, we're giving possible answers, not the exact ones, possible answers that can be considered. So as such, using your own words, describe how the shopping habits of consumers have changed over time. We're still in the same paragraph, but you have to use your own words this time. So as a result, you have to change certain things, especially keywords. But when we're talking about how it has changed over time, they are no longer buying based on what they need. They are buying based on what is this? On fashion changes. So clothes are being bought as a trend, as fashionable, and not as a need. And as a result, they don't even use those clothes or keep them for long. As long as the fashion trend has passed, they discard the clothes, the clothing, I believe. Yeah, they talked about discarding. So they throw it away. They don't have a need for it anymore because something new or newer and more fashionable is coming up. So as a result, fashion is influencing, what is this? Their buying style. And as such, they're only buying for the purposes of what is new and what is popular at that time and what is fashionable at that time and not based on what they need. So it has changed, definitely changed. Okay, we move on. It said, explain in your own words why discarded clothing decomposes slowly. Stay 2 points. Let's go to paragraph 5. Oh, I love this paper. Natural fibers, no, the amount of clothing that gets thrown away every second is equivalent to a truck filled with garbage, it said. Discarded clothing contributes massively to pollution. The chemicals used in the manufacturing process are released, and because of all the synthetic fibers, clothes either decompose slowly or do not decompose at all. Then they are saying, explain in your own words why discarded clothing decomposes slowly. I believe it's the chemicals. You have to touch on the chemicals part that are used. Yes. Manufacturing processes, right. They definitely contribute because of and then affects the synthetic fibers. And therefore, that's something else we're taking there. So as a result, those are the 2 issues that contribute to the clothes decomposing slowly. So as such, you had to use your own words, piled up, not used anymore, and therefore the chemicals that were used in the clothing process during manufacturing does affect the synthetic fibers, and therefore the clothes will definitely decompose. All right, let's go on. The next point to the next question, it said, how does the information in lines 31 to 33, lines 31 to 33 says, natural fibers are not any better because the cultivation of cotton and other natural fibers requires the use of water, fertilizers, pesticides, as well as the energy for picking the fiber and processing it into yarns. The question says, how does this challenge the usual perception that buying natural products is better for the environment? All right, let's go back to that paragraph 6 quickly. There it is. Right. We always say natural products are those that are homegrown and directly from nature itself. Right, but they are saying for those natural products, they require the use of water, fertilizers, pesticides. That is where we start from. So the use of fertilizers and pesticides, it means that they are going to affect the natural fibers, and as such, it no longer becomes a natural process because of the chemicals that have been used. So we're talking about the chemicals used are going to affect, that's what we're supposed to touch on. And as such, we know that fertilizers and pesticides harm the environment. And as such, that's what we mean when we say it challenges the usual perception that natural products are better for the environment. As long as these are used, they do affect the environment, and therefore they are not good for the natural process. So the impact was on the nature part of the chemicals. So that's where our answers were lying on there. How many marks was it? Okay, there it is. It was 2 marks. All right. So that's what we're supposed to touch on there. Explain how the process of dyeing clothes affects the environment. When we talk about dyeing clothes, they also use, it's at the bottom here. They are talking about, it's paragraph 6. Okay. Right, this one. Oh, there it is. Then there is the dyeing process, which requires large amounts of water and chemicals. Again, we're coming here. Runoff. Runoff means that it spills into the land, it spills into the lakes, it spills into the rivers, and therefore that is pollution at its best, and therefore it does harm the environment. So as such, we are clear on this one, that we are talking about when they are dyeing in the manufacturing business, they use large amounts of water and chemicals, and those chemicals usually infiltrate the land and run off, which means it spills into the rivers and the lakes, and therefore it does affect because it causes water pollution, and we are clear on this one. All right, let's go to the next question. The next question says, refer to paragraph, no, we're down here. Refer to paragraph 7. How can the purchase of a single pair of jeans negatively impact the environment? State 2 points. Let's go to paragraph 7. Paragraph 7 says, washing clothes releases 500,000 tons of microfibers into the ocean. We'll start there. Each year, which is equivalent to 50 billion plastic bottles. More than 10,000 of liters of water is used when manufacturing a single pair of jeans. This is equivalent to the average drinking water for one person for 5.5 years. There is a further impact on the environment when garments are shipped and delivered to the point of sales. As much fuel and power are used. Our question says, how can the purchase of a single pair of jeans negatively impact the environment? Taking into consideration, what is this? The microfibers that are released, taking into consideration the water that has been used or utilized, we are now realizing that it does negatively impact the environment. Water wastage is one of them. And also we're talking about the pollution that is most probably going to come about. So we now realize that what happens for us to purchase just one jean is now a whole lot of water wastage, a whole lot of water pollution, and therefore it does have an impact on the environment. So those are the points that we're supposed to take into consider, some of them, not all of them. And then the next one says, consider the text as a whole. Do you think that the environmental impact of the fashion industry is a serious concern that requires immediate action? We're still on paragraph 7, right? Yes. It says that paragraph 8, the fashion industry, or it said consider the text as a whole. We are looking at the impact it has on the environment. We're looking at people buying clothes, but discarding them when a new trend arises or a new fashion style arises. We're looking at water pollution. We're looking at water wastage. But I think I saw something in this paragraph 8, which says, but everyone has the power to drive the change that will reduce the impact. Fashion designers must use eco-friendly, long-lasting materials when manufacturing clothes. This will lead to sustainable fashion, which encourages the repair, recycling, and donation of clothes. Discarding clothes in a rubbish dump must only be done as a last option. Do you think that the environment impact is a serious concern? Remember, this is an open-ended question. It can be a yes, whereby we say, evidence has been substantiatedly given that it does cause harm to the environment. Thinking of the water pollution, thinking of the throwing away of clothes, discarding of clothes, it can be because it harms the environment. And also talking about the microfibers, talking about the dyes, talking about the fertilizers, throwing away, discarding, decomposing. So as a result, it is an impact, a negative impact on the environment. So that's something that you could have brought in, but you could have also said, no, it doesn't really require immediate action. Why? Because it can be dealt with. I think this one might have come in to say there is a viable option already whereby they are supposed to be channeled or forced to use eco-friendly, long-lasting materials when clothes are being manufactured, and therefore recycling must be done properly. So as a result, there must be policies in place to the fashion industry on how we can protect the environment. So it's an open-ended question, but either way, whether you say it yes or no, as long as you had your evidence to substantiate, you are home and dry. And then it says, discuss the suitability of the title fast fashion footprints. I think I was attracted by this word. I think it was our diction word that really sprang out. It is an emotive word after all, which makes the title suitable because footprint suggests that it has a lasting impression. When we say it has a lasting impression, we're talking about has a huge impact on the society, not only on the society, but ironically also on the environment, because its impact on the environment is long lasting as it damages the environment for a long time to come. So footprint was in two ways. Footprint was based on what is this? The people, socially, fashion-wise, but also it had an impact on the environment, which is damaging and lasts for a long time to come. So it was a suitable title after all, because fast fashion has an impact on people and has an impact on the environment due to how it affects the environment itself. All right, let's go to text B. Percentage of water used for different purposes in 5 continents. We have North America, we have South America, we have Europe, we have Africa, and we definitely have Asia. We are looking at industrial use, water for industrial use, water for agricultural use, water for domestic use, which means this gave us a clear indication of which countries are more based on using water for the land, using water for industrial use, and using water for domestic use. So we are going to come and see how we're supposed to analyze this according to the questions. Identify the continent which uses the least amount of water for agriculture. So we're searching for this, isn't it? Yes. Purposes. Give a reason for your answer. Our 2 marks is coming from there. Okay, 88 Asia net, nope. 84 Africa, definitely no. 39 North America, 71 South America, 32. We're definitely in Europe. Europe is using 32% for agricultural use, which means they are consuming water in less amounts for agricultural use. Their water is used largely for a different purpose, which is industries. And therefore, agricultural use, which is natural activities, they use less water. So as a result, we definitely were in Europe because of this amount, which is 32%. All right. Less activities for agriculture are done in Europe, definitely. What does 48% suggest about North America's water usage? 48% is going definitely to industries. So which means manufacturing is done more because they use it for industries, which means it is a continent that manufactures. It is a continent that is based on the industries and production of industrial goods. So that's what we're looking at. Why are the small boxes included at the bottom of text B? They mean these ones, right? Yes, we are on these ones. We call them our key, isn't it? But it is the information. Definitely our key is the information that provides us with more knowledge of what is displayed in the diagrams or in the graphs. So we are saying the keys provide information, more information about what is displayed and what is presented to us in the graphs or the diagrams above. All right, we go on. In your view, do the pie graphs in this text succeed in conveying relevant information? It was an open-ended answer. Someone could have said yes. We now realize countries that are more agricultural based, and the continents, my apologies, continents that are more agricultural based, continents that are more industrial based, and continents that are using water for domestic purposes. Impact on the environment is coming in, obviously. We're talking about, we have countries like this one, 53%. Europe has an impact on the environment because 53% of its water use is going to industries. And remember, industries are the largest accountability for water pollution, land pollution. So definitely we are going there. Agriculture does also contribute. The agricultural purposes that does contribute to water and land pollution. So as a result, we're now realizing the impact of these continents on the environment due to the activities that dominate the continent, industry-wise and agricultural use. And I believe we now realize a lesser percentage of the water is used for domestic uses. So as a result, which means the water is used basically for mainly for the country's sustainability, which is either agriculture or the industries. It was an open-ended question, so anything was possible there. You could have given a yes or a no based on what you felt was happening at that time. All right, let's go to our section B. Section B was our smooth summary. Vaseline is a household brand in South Africa. Not only is Vaseline petroleum jelly fantastic for soothing chapped lips, but it also has many purposes. We all use it, so we were familiar with Vaseline at this time. And so we are now coming to the 7 benefits of using Vaseline petroleum jelly. Your summary must be written in point form. List your 7 points in full sentences using no more than 70 words. Word limited to be adhered to. It's a skill by now. Number your sentences from 1 to 7. Write only 1 point per sentence. Use your own words as far as possible. Indicate the total number of words you have used in brackets at the end of your summary. All right, the restorative power of Vaseline. Vaseline petroleum jelly has been around for more than 150 years. It is a true legend and has become popularly known as Vaseline in South Africa. The soothing power of Vaseline has been passed down from generation to generation. It is time to get excited about skincare and embrace the healing power of petroleum jelly. The affordable yet effective Vaseline is versatile. The hydrating power of Vaseline is a good remedy for dry skin. Applying it to the body after a shower keeps the skin moisturized. For minor wounds such as cuts, scrapes, scratches, and burns, use Vaseline to keep the wound moist, as doing this will aid the healing process. And then it says, Vaseline is hypoallergenic, therefore it is suitable for sensitive skin, making it a good skincare option for babies to prevent nappy rash. Do not let mosquito bites and bee stings get the upper hand. Put some Vaseline on the itchy spots for instant relief. Rubbing a little Vaseline into the hair gives it instant shine and reduces the look of split ends. Removing chewing gum stuck in your hair is a nightmare. Cut the gum and surrounding hair with Vaseline and pull gently to remove the gum. For teeth whitening, mix 2 tablespoons of baking soda with Vaseline and apply to dry teeth using a toothbrush. Do not let snails and ants ruin your garden. Apply a combination of Vaseline and salt on the edges of flower pots to keep them protected. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let's go to our summary and see what we were supposed to do. All right, we're taking only the relevant points. So let's be very clear. that whatever we are taking is answering the question of benefits of using Vaseline petroleum jelly. The key word is benefits. All right, let's begin and see what we're supposed to have. Were we having anything in the first paragraph? Okay, let's go and see what they took there. Not only is Vaseline petroleum jelly fantastic for soothing chapped lips, benefits. The affordable yet effective benefits of it is time to get excited about skincare and embrace the healing power of petroleum jelly. The affordable yet effective Vaseline is versatile. Hydrating power of Vaseline is a good remedy for skin. Definitely here. That's our first point. Definitely. The hydrating power of Vaseline is a good remedy for the skin. That's a benefit. Our skin benefits. Applying it to the body after shower keeps the skin moisturized. So as a result, it's either you were taking this one, because when you say good remedy for dry skin, you could not have this as the second point, because when we are talking about dry skin, when you say remedy, which means it definitely moisturizes. For minor wounds, so this was an explanation. For minor wounds such as cuts, scrapes, scratches, and burns, use Vaseline to keep the wound moist with still on moisturization. So we are moving on. Healing process. Vaseline is a hypoallergenic, suitable for sensitive skin, making it a good skincare option for babies to prevent nappy rash. We're definitely on sensitive skin there. Benefits. Do not let mosquito bites and bee stings get the upper hand. Instant relief. That's what is this? That's a benefit. It is instant relief for itchy spots from bites. Definitely. Rubbing a little Vaseline. So that's 1 point. It's not true. Yeah. Rubbing a little Vaseline into the hair gives it instant shine. So it is a benefit for our hair. Reduces the look of split ends. Removing chewing gum stuck in your hair is a nightmare. Cut the gum and surrounding hair with Vaseline and pull gently to remove the gum. So that definitely we are taking it to say Vaseline is an easy, what is this? Assistance when it comes to removing gum from the hair. Teeth whitening, that's definitely a benefit. Mix 2 tablespoons of baking soda, apply to dry teeth using a toothbrush. Ruin your garden, apply a combination and Vaseline on the salt to keep them protected. So as a result, it does protect our gardens. So definitely we had something going. We had 7 points. I have 1. I have 2, I believe. I have 3. I have 4. I have 5, 6, and 7. We have 7 beautiful points. Let's go on. This was a flowing one. Analyzing an advertisement, we always have challenges, remember? So we had to be sure and make sure that we try and align ourselves. Caution, fire, danger. Fire is everyone's fight. The Western Cape has had devastating fires. Help us prevent unplanned wildfires and protect the environment and people. To report all emergencies, you can call 112 from a cell phone or 10177 from a landline toll-free. District emergency numbers for reporting wildfires. City of Cape Town, Overberg, West Coast, Eden, Central Karoo, Cape Winelands. All right. Let's see what we're having as our questions. It says, how does the advertiser attract the reader's attention? You had to give 2 points with reference to the heading, or the headline. Okay. The headline said caution, fire, danger. That's our heading. All right. Bold, definitely. We're talking about the boldness of the font. Number 1, we're talking about the break in font in fire, danger, which obviously are the flames infused into those letters. So when we're talking about the flames being infused into those letters, that is definitely attracting our attention. So as a result, we had two things. With the bold font, we definitely had the flames being infused into the letters, fire danger, to show the intensity of the flames. So that's definitely what we're taking there. And then we go on and we talk about choose the correct answer. Fire is everyone's fight. Okay, they want us to talk about this apostrophe, right? All right. The function of the apostrophe in the above sentence is to indicate, is it an omission? Is it a contraction? Is it a possession or is it an abbreviation? It is definitely a possession. We are on C. All right. Start with the following subheading. District emergency numbers for reporting wildfires. Identify the root word. Our root word is report. We stop here. Definitely, that's our root word, is report. How does the inclusion of various telephone numbers support the message of the advertisement? State 2 points. When we say telephone numbers, different locations. Therefore, we're talking about availability, easy reach. I think those were the things we're talking about, of location. Despite the different locations, it's easy reach, availability. So as a result, it means that regardless of the location, they are available to assist with wildfires. So as a result, it supports the message. The message was Western Cape is having a campaign to stop wildfires unplanned. Yeah, so which means wherever they erupt, they will be dealt with in as little time as possible because of the availability to fight the fires. So that's what we are talking about. And then there were various, whether you're using a cell phone as well, whether you're using a landline, you can still be able to reach them. So which means they are reachable or easy to reach. So those were the answers we might be expecting to come up with. All right, it says, why has the advertiser included the different logos at the bottom of this advertisement? Let's look at the different logos. We have Facebook, Western Cape, Government, Disaster Management, Fire Rescue Services, Cape Nature. Those are the companies that support the cause, sponsors. So we are talking, it represents, the logos represent the companies or the places that support the cause to stop the fires. They are the sponsors as well of this cause. So as such, they're working hand in hand with the fire department to stop the fires and the emergency fires that erupt. So those were the possible answers he could have given. It discussed whether the visual of the animal effectively conveys the message of the advertisement. Let's look at the animal above. I believe we're referring to this one, right? Yes. Oh, with a tear in one eye, which shows displacement. Wildfires destroy their home. Wildlife is endangered. So as a result, it does effectively convey it, as it shows a wild animal that is having a tear running through one eye to show its fear. Yes, it's fear. And we're talking about displacement of the animals, loss of lives of the animals. They will not have a home anymore. So that's what we are looking at when coming to this one. So it does effectively convey the dangers of wildfires. So we are done with our 10 marks for the advertisement. Let's go to the cartoon. Garfield by Jim Davis is what we're dealing with this year. All right, let's go to the cartoon. Frame 1, Garfield is bored. Frame 2 goes to, oh my gosh, Garfield is a menace. Goes to John as he approaches John from behind. Frame 3, smack, let's play. Leave me alone, Garfield. In frame 4, let's play, Garfield insists. Oh, okay, we'll play. Then in frame 6, tickle, 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 tickle. Haha, hee-ho. Ouch, that's John now being beaten by Garfield. I'm through playing now. Garfield has just stopped the playing to pain, but is the one who walks away. All right. In this cartoon, the man's name is John and his cat is Garfield. Refer to frame 2. How is John's body language different to that of Garfield? State 2 points. How is John's body language different to that of Garfield? State 2 points. It was only from frame 2, right? Let's go to frame 2. We are focusing on this frame. Okay. Garfield, we are looking at the movement lines, which is a spring, which means he's jumping excitedly. The movement lines are telling us that it's a jump. And we see the grin on his face to show excitement. And we're looking which differs from John's expression, which is half-closed eyes, hands on the surface, which shows on the counter, which shows that he's relaxed and calm. So now we are looking at the contradiction of the excitement and the calmness between John and Garfield. So they definitely are not the same body language. Explain how the cartoonist conveys the idea that Garfield is bothering John in frame 3. We are in frame 3. Tickle, tickle. No, this one. Smack. Let's play. Explain how the cartoonist conveys the idea that Garfield is bothering John. John opens his eyes wide. And then we're talking about the spilling of the tea, which shows it was a surprise. So that's where we realize that he's being bothered, from relaxed to shocked. And therefore we realize how his eyes open wide, how the tea spills even from the cup, from the sudden movement or the slapping by Garfield at the back. All right. We go on to the next question. And we say, yeah, state 2 visual clues. I think we used his eyes. We also used the, we also used the spilling. All right. All right, let's go to frame 5. Rewrite the underlined contraction in full. Oh, okay. We'll play in full. Our definitely, what is this? We will, right? We are here. Definitely, we're talking about we will. Yes, it's we will. We are here. Refer to frame 7. Explain how John's action will conveys that he is in pain. Explain how John's action conveys that he is in pain. Refer to one verbal and one visual clue in your answer. From frame 7, one verbal and one visual. Okay, frame 7. I believe it's a wide open mouth. Yes, it's a wide open mouth. Definitely. It's also the boldness of the interjection, which is ouch, with an exclamation mark. That's what we're definitely taking there as our 2 answers. All right, it says, study the following sentence. All right, it says, I'm through playing now. Okay, I'm through playing now here. Use a homonym, sorry, for the word through in a sentence of your own. So when we are coming to the homophones, we're looking at a word which is, it's definitely, what is this one? This one, I believe. Yes, it's definitely through. That's our homophone for through. So which means he threw the ball over the fence. You had to use it in your sentence of your own to get a beautiful 1 mark there. And then it says, do you sympathize with John in this cartoon? Discuss your view. There were 2, it's an open-ended. It can be a yes. We do sympathize with John because he gave in to Garfield. But unfortunately, he he is returned with pain as Garfield beats him. So we can say yes, we can feel sympathy for him. You could have said no, we do not feel sympathy for him because what is this one? Garfield does beat him, and Joan could have continued with his own silence and said no, and enjoying his tea, but he wanted to. So there were so many answers that you could have given. It can be yes or no. It's an open-ended question, so anything is possible and anything is correct as long as you substantiate. Question 5, language and editing. Keeping bees is a beautiful hobby. There is beekeepers who keep the critical bee populations healthy. They've managed swarms to prevent the number of bees from declining. Keeping swarms is an hobby that requires only a small investment of time and money. Honey is a wonderful ingredient with many uses. It can be harvested twice on one season. Beekeepers ensure that their bees are safe so they can continue producing honey and wax. The wax is used to make furniture polish and lip balms. Bees also play a major role in pollinating vital plants. Len Butcher, chairman of a beekeeping association, shared his story about bees. He said, "I turned the passion for bees into a business." Boucher rescues swarms that need to be removed from areas where they pose potential danger. He explained that they are not allowed to keep bees in densely populated areas like blocks or flats. It is unsafe for both the people and the bees. Bees cannot be kept near a school, a church, or a shopping center. A beekeeping permit is required by anyone who wishes to become a beekeeper. More information about keeping bees or the safe removal of swarms is available on the internet. That was our language extract with deliberate language errors. Correct the single error in each of the following sentences. Write down only the question numbers and the words you have corrected. It was an instruction. So it said write down only the question number, which means it's 5.11A. You just write the words you have corrected. The first one said there is beekeepers who keep the critical bee populations healthy. So what was our error? It was a Concord error, definitely. So is wrong. So which means our answer is definitely supposed to be R. There are beekeepers who keep the critical bee populations healthy. So it's 5.11A, R. We move on. They have managed swarms to prevent the number of bees from declining. Declining is spelled wrong there, so we have to fix it, which means we are going and saying it's definitely, it's DECLINING. We are on the same. It's not a DI, it's a DE. Keeping swarms is an hobby that requires only a small investment of time and money. Definitely our article is wrong there. It's supposed to be an A. Is a hobby, so we remove the N and put only A as the article. It can't be harvested twice on one season. Our preposition is wrong, so which means it's supposed to be in one season. So that's where we go, and it's supposed to be in that. And then we move on to 5.12. Complete the following tag question. Write down only the missing words. Beekeepers ensure that bees are safe, it says. So we have to add the tag there. So which means when we say beekeepers ensure that the bees are safe, which means we're going on and ask the question. Definitely don't they? Question mark. We have our tag. And then we go on to 5.13. Rewrite the following sentence in the simple future tense. Bees also play a major role in pollinating vital plants. We are in the simple future. So which means we have to change this. It's bees also Right, an omission is there, so which means we are going to add there. And you say bees also will play. So it becomes bees will also play. Also will play, my apologies, it's bees also will play a major role in pollinating vital plants. Will gives us the future tense. And then we go on and say, he said, rewrite the following sentence in reported speech. He said, I turned the passion for bees into a business. All right, we are reporting, so which means we have to remove, the rule says we remove the quotation marks. All right. He said that I becomes he, turned the passion for bees into a business. There we go. That's our quotation marks removed, and that's our reported speech. All right. Provide a synonym for the underlined word in the following sentence. Voucher rescues swarms that need to be removed from areas where they pose a potential danger. What are our possible synonyms? Saves? Yes. Saves comes up. Yes. Freeze comes up. A lot. Assist. Yeah, also comes in. All right. There are very many that you could have used. Start with the following sentence. He explained that they were not allowed to keep bees in densely populated areas like blocks or flats. And then he says, use a homophone for the word allowed in a sentence of your own. Our homophone is definitely this one, I believe. Yes, that's our homophone. So which means you had to use, he had to repeat the statement aloud. So any could have been acceptable. Just use this one. Just take this one. He had to repeat the statement aloud. That's my own sentence. All right, as long as you got the right word and you used it properly, you have your mark. And then we go on. It says, rewrite the following sentence in the active voice. A beekeeping permit is required by anyone who wishes to become a beekeeper. Remember our subject. Verb. Object. So which means we're starting with our object now. Anyone who wishes to become a beekeeper is required to have a beekeeping permit. All right, there we go. Study the following sentence. More information about keeping bees or the safe removal of swarms is available on the internet. State the part of speech of each of the underlined words as used in the sentence. More information. Definitely a noun. Definitely a noun. We are not going to waste time on this one. That's definitely our noun. Okay, that's noun. About keeping bees or, that's a conjunction. All right. Those are our parts of speech. We move on. All right, study text G below and answer the questions. That's all of 5.2. All right. You only have one body. Make vegetables your healthy choice, it says. Rewrite the following sentence in the negative form. My siblings enjoy eating raw vegetables. Oh, we're in the negative. So definitely, they do not. So it's definitely my siblings do not enjoy eating raw vegetables. Combine the following sentences into a single sentence. Not only, right, does spinach taste good, not taste, but it also improves digestion. That's our language structures. Provide the correct degree of comparison in the following sentence. Fresh vegetables, apologies, fresh vegetables from the garden are nutritious than frozen ones. Fresh vegetables from the garden are more, are more nutritious. That's our comparison. Degree of comparison. Give the correct form of the word in brackets, it says. And then it says, eating healthy meals can significantly improve one's breathing. All right, it's significantly, definitely, significantly improve one's breathing. The language was smooth. Choose the correct answer to complete the following sentence. When you go to the market, please buy me. Is it a bunch of spinach, or is it a bundle of spinach, or is it a bucket of spinach, or is it a bouquet of spinach? It is definitely a bundle of spinach. Our answer is an A. We are all on the same. All right. It's definitely a bunch of spinach. Those were our language structures for our paper 1 that we have wrote. I wish you all the best for your paper 2 and paper 3. Please prepare accordingly. Go and revenge where you know you might have lacked in this paper, and therefore you go and scoop as many marks as you can from your paper 2 and your paper 3. Study, study, study. Know your content, know your formats, your transactionals. You will be fine. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, matriculants. Today we're going to be going through our English first edition of language paper 1 that we've just written as our first examination. A beautiful paper it was, a beautiful comprehension. Let's just go through it quickly before we can begin. Very relevant to our day-to-day lives, and it was kept aligned. We also had a beautiful text B, which was on the graphs, on the percentage of water used for different purposes. And our section A totals 30 marks. We went to our section B, which was a summary, benefits of using Vaseline, petroleum jelly. This is something that we use on a daily basis as well. It was a beautiful summary. All points were visible. They were clear, and therefore we had to scoop all marks there. Analyzing an advertisement, it's all about the environment in this paper, and therefore it was on the fire dangers, and therefore we're going to come back to it in detail later on. And then we had to our question 4, which is Garfield, very humorous, and therefore we will also come back to it later on. And our language structures, whereby you have to be very clear of your language. And if your language was on point, it means your 20 marks were coming up beautifully. Our paper in total, remember, it's 80 marks. And therefore, we are going to now go through it thoroughly and see what our expectations are and see what